But I've also got to ask you about Chris Jericho. Now, I'm not some fucking social justice guy, and everybody can vote for whoever they want and say whatever they want. I'm not going to silence people. But in the past year, Jericho's seemed to have gone public as this very kind of right-wing-ish Republican heavy drinker. And then there's what's that lady who just retired? She did the happy-go-lucky gimmick.
I don't. In what company?
Oh, Kylie Ray.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there's that weird story about him and her in AEW, and then he's like publicly voting for Trump, and he's fucking that whole thing where his photographs of him with his girlfriend went online, and his wife found out, and all this swingers shit came out. Do you think that deep down Jericho's going to cause more problems for social justice wrestling AEW than they had hoped for?
It's difficult because here's the thing. There's always going to be people in this industry that get a pass. I was surprised when Sammy Guevara made that comment about Sasha Banks that people would turn on him. But this cancel culture do want to cancel everybody. And by the way, Sammy Guevara's comment is making more and more sense every week because Sasha Banks is just like knocking it out of the park with her outfits on SmackDown. Me and my colleague Cav always say nobody can do so much with so little because she's like average looking face, no boobs, but somehow she puts that stuff together and she's turning herself into somebody where you listen to Sammy Guevara's comment about what he wanted to do and you're thinking, I get it. Like I'm not mad at you anymore. Like I wasn't mad anyway because I don't give a shit what people say on their podcast. In fact, I mean that could be. That I remember back in the day that among guys who were like going out on nights out or among my friendship groups, maybe it's just an English thing. But if a girl was worthy, it didn't mean that we wanted to rip her. It was a joke where you see a hot girl working past and you go, oh my god, that is worthy, like that. But it was just something stupid that guy said, and I think it slowly ended. The phrase ended up going away. But I don't know enough about young Americans and what American slang would be going to be, because sometimes like we have sayings in Britain that the Americans don't understand. Like sometimes I say stuff on Russo's podcast and Russo has no idea what that expression is. So maybe that. But at the same time, it could have gone over, and maybe Sammy was using it in that way. I'm not too sure. But the point is that it really wasn't that bad. There's no way you could overlook what he was saying as he actually wanted to rip somebody. All he was doing was making a joke on the podcast that did or didn't land with certain people. But they wanted to tear Sammy Guevara apart. Sammy Guevara doesn't have as much credit and as much love and as much background as Chris Jericho. Jericho's built up a lot of credibility over the years from his WCW run with Ralphus to his debut when he debuted with The Rock, his WWE run, heel turns, matches of Shawn Michaels, the list of Jericho. I mean, this is a long, long ass career with a lot of loyal fans who will probably look past a lot of the things he does. I mean, look, there's Dave Meltzer is 90% wrong with everything that he reports, that he's had a newsletter since 1987. Somehow he can be completely wrong and he will continue to be cited in dirt sheets up until this day. Why? Because people want to believe that he's right. People want to believe that he has the right information. People want to believe that he talks to someone in the WWE. People want to get their news from Dave Meltzer, even though I bring out news that is far, far more accurate than Dave, and I have even spoken about my sources openly, not by name, but have talked openly about how I get information, and it's a lot, and it's very, very clear cut, because nothing's for nothing in this world, and what I do for my information is an exchange in terms of one favor for another. That is life. Like nobody's just giving you shit for free, but apparently. People in the wrestling industry are are in love with this old man enough to pass on bits of information from him. It's not happening. In the WWE, you are forbidden to talk to Dave Meltzer, but the wrestling fans, they want their shit done a certain way. They want their news from Dave Meltzer. They don't want their heroes to turn nasty. They don't want Chris Jericho to be this semi-racist Republican swinger. So in their minds, that's not what they'll turn him into. He has carte blanche. He has too much credibility for him to turn. Obviously, if there's a criminal allegation that is proven to be correct, that will be a swing point, no pun intended, for Jericho. But I think that he's okay doing what he's doing because he has that social justice credibility. And this is the thing about social justice. It picks and chooses who it sides with. Like, we had this entire thing where all of these girls were coming out and making up bullshit. It was called the Speaking Out movement. And it was 90% lies. But everybody wanted to jump on it and support it, but they didn't want to support anybody's right to come out and produce evidence to say that they hadn't done anything. I mean, as much as I've had run-ins with him in the past, and I don't like Joey Ryan dropped a lot of shit explaining what he had, the allegations against him, with some evidence. No one gave a fuck. It was like, go away. We don't like you. We've decided that your gimmick wasn't a gimmick. We've decided that you were playing yourself and that you are completely guilty. And that is the social justice verdict. So these guys, these assholes are just very, very unpredictable. And there is no set of rules when they come to who has or doesn't have immunity. So I won't think AEW will worry too much about him. Plus, their core audience is never going to desert them. I think on any given week, no matter what shit they trifle out, no matter how boring the 20-minute matches are that they continue to fill Dynamite with, the 600,000 that they are so infatuated with are not leaving them. So I think that their whole business model is centered around keeping their core audience. So I think they'll be okay.